Okay. गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड, वेलकम टू अवर चैनल एग्जामपुर IAS इंग्लिश मीडियम। आप सभी का हमारे परिवार एग्जामपुर में स्वागत है। सो टुडे इन दिस सेशन वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द इंपॉर्टेंट करंट अफेयर्स ऑफ 18th अगस्त 2022। तो जल्दी से सेशन कर लीजिए। सो द फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज इज डैम मैनेजमेंट इन इंडिया। डैम मैनेजमेंट in India. Now, what is the context? Why we are going to discuss the dam management in India? Recently, the outer part of Karam Dam, which is being built on a Karam river, a tributary of the Narmada collapsed. So, we are going to discuss regarding the dam management because the Karam Dam is there. That is being built on the tributary of Narmada river. ठीक है ना? It was being collapsed. So, we have to see what is the reason. What is the reason that the dam was being collapsed? What are its effects? Apart from that, we have to see the Dam Rehabilitation Act also. Okay, so the water in the dam receded with timely action, and the siltation was declared under control. However, there are many questions which remains unanswered. So no doubt the dam was collapsed, but there was no casualty. Flood was not there because the water has receded with time, and apart from that, there was no siltation. Now we have to see why the possible reason for the collapse. So what was the reason? What was the reason behind the collapse of Karma Dam? So first is your government claims heavy rain. The first reason is that the administration has cited heavy rain as the reason for the increase in water in the dam. However, according to the Indian Meteorological Department, the area had recorded normal rainfall. So it has been stated that one of the important factors is the heavy rainfall. They have said that because of the heavy rainfall, the newly constructed Karma Dam was unable to sustain the water. That is being increased due to the heavy rain. Okay, this apart from the delay in the construction, no doubt it has been found that the Karma Dam upper portion was being damaged, and the locals, they were continuously demanding for the repairment of the same work, but it has been found that there was delay in the work, and due to when monsoon was approaching, then the work has been started. Now you can think, we have to complete this work before the arrival of the monsoon, but the work itself started due to the work itself started after the arrival of monsoon. So it has been due to delay in the construction work. The construction work of the dam was being completed in 36 months, but the delay due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, the work was still delayed. The work was delayed because of COVID-19 pandemic. This could have been the reason why the administration to erect the dam overnight, and the water was allowed to fill the dam during the first rain itself. So it has been found that the locals, they were demanding for the repairment of the upper part of the dam, but the work was being delayed because of COVID-19 pandemic, because all economic activities was completely shut down, and the work was being completed before the arrival of the monsoon itself. And because of this, the dam that was being built was not so strong. It cannot sustain the water. Local population. Now, what is the local population stand? They said that non-continuous growth of dam. Local alleged that the dam was not so high 15 to 10 days ago. Work on it has been in progress for 3 to 4 years, but it was not speedy up recently. So the local people, what they are saying, they're saying that the work had been carried out. The repairment work had been carried out so rapidly that the quality was not being maintained, and because of the lack of the quality, it has been collapsed. Last, use of soil. It has been found that the locals also added that the authorities should have used the black soil which absorbs water instead of red soil which do not absorb water. So it is being alleged by the local people that instead of using the black soil which can absorb the water, red soil was being used for the purpose of repairment of the work. Now we will see a state of dam in India. So these are the factors so discussed that were responsible for the collapse of the dam. Now we will see a state of dams in India. Why? Means we have seen in the cases of Kerala also, we have seen in the cases of Tamil Nadu also, that the Kerala cities and Tamil Nadu cities, they are frequently been flooded, or they are frequently being flooded year after year, just because the dams are not being properly maintained. Dams are not being properly maintained, and those areas are heavily siltated one. Okay, that reduces the carrying capacity of the dam. So now we have to see a state of dams in India. States of dam in India. India is ranked third in the world in terms of building large dams. So its ranking is third. Over 5,200 large dams built so far. Totally we are having 5,200 large dams built so far. About 1,100 large dams have already reached 50 years of age. So it has been found that more than 25% of the dam out of 5,200 dams, we are talking about 1,100 dams have reached 50 years of age. And some are older than 120 years. You can see that our dams are on an average 50 years old dams. So continuous repairment work, continuous monitoring work should be carried out so that we can check the strength of the dam. ठीक है ना? We call it as preventive monitoring, preventive condition based monitoring. We call this thing as condition based monitoring. So dams we have to carry out the condition based monitoring. We have to carry out condition based monitoring for the dam. Looking at this, because since dams in India is the dams in India is older than 50 years on an average, we call it condition based monitoring should be done. Condition based monitoring should be carried out. Condition based monitoring should be carried out. The number of such dams will increase to 4,400 by 2050 itself. That means you can see that on an average the dams are almost 30 years of age. This means 80% of the nation's large dam faces the prospect of becoming obsolete as they will be 50 years to 150 years. So it has been found that after 2050, more than 80% of the dam, they will be around 50 years old. So we have to continuously monitor the dam. We have to continuously check its strength. The situation with hundreds of thousands of medium and minor dams is even more dangerous, as their shelf life is even lower than that of the large dam. And what about the smaller dams? The smaller dams require continuous monitoring. Just a moment. Okay, now we have to see example. Some examples are Krishna Raja Sagar Dam was built in 1931 and is now 19 years old. So you can quote the example of Krishna Raja Sagar Dam, that is around 90 years old. Apart from that, Metu Dam was constructed in 1934, that is around 87 years old. So both these reservoirs located on the water scarce Kaveri River basin. Now we have to discuss issue with the India's aging dam. Now what are the issues? So first of all, the first issue is built according to the rainfall pattern. So on an average, you can see that much of the dams will be constructed during the time period of 1960 to 1970. Okay, so you can see that much of the dam are being constructed during 1960 to 1970, but at that time 1960 to 1970, but at the same time you have to see that during the phases of 1960-1970, the monsoonal pattern was totally different as we have today. Are you getting my point? Much of the dams that were being constructed were done in the year of 1960 to 1970, but you can see that the monsoonal pattern at that time and today's monsoonal pattern is totally different. ठीक है ना? So monsoonal pattern is totally different, and much of the dams were being constructed during 1960-1970. Monsoonal pattern at that time was totally different, was totally different from today, so you might be knowing that because of global warming, the monsoonal pattern has been changed, and the dam during that time were being constructed looking at the monsoonal pattern of that time. Okay, first thing. Second is your decreasing storage capacity. Now this is the dam. Suppose this is the hill, this is the hilly part, and over here and over here, this region, this is the region where dam is being constructed. So this is the complete carrying capacity of the dam. Now what will happen with age, or you can say with the passage of time, the silts, the rock debris that will be settled in this portion. Okay, that will be settled in this portion. So now you can see that 30% of the dam is being occupied by silt. Now 30% of dam occupied by silt. Now if I ask you what is the carrying capacity of the dam, so if I ask you what is the carrying capacity of the dam, you will see that it's 100%, but actually if you see, the actual capacity is less than 70%, because 30% of the area it is being occupied by the silt itself. So that is why it is being said that before the arrival of the monsoon, silt should be removed. Now what is the importance of silt? Bataiye. Now it is being stated that before the arrival of the monsoon, silt from the dam should be cleared. Okay. Before the arrival of the monsoon, before the arrival of monsoon, silts from the dam should be removed. One thing you might be knowing that what do you understand by basically silts? So already I have stated that silts are the basically rock debris. ठीक है ना? That so silts क्या rock से बना हुआ है? So they can be applied over the land. Silts जो है they can be applied over the land because silt जो है it is having maximum nutrient that is required by the soil. It contains good amount of phosphorus and nitrogen. Okay, so silt जो होता है it can be applied over the land. Silt can be applied over the farming land, over the farming land. Silt can be applied over the farming land. Reason being, silt contain good amount of nutrients. Required by the contains good amount of nutrient. Okay, good amount of nutrient. Now one thing you must know from here, that it is being directly stated that you have to remove silt from the dam before the arrival of the monsoon, but these things are not being carried on, and this is one of the factors why much of the times dams were responsible for flooding of that particular area. Again you have to see flawed design. Indian reservoirs are designed with a poor understanding of sedimentation signs. What is sedimentation sign? Already have stated that. Suppose this is the hill portion and this is the dam being constructed. So what will happen? What is this? This is the silt. So flawed design means what? The design should be prepared in such a manner that it restricts silt deposition, or silt deposition can be easily removed, but it was having a flawed design. The high siltation rate, it refers both to the increased concentration of suspended sediments and to the increased accumulation, temporary to permanent, of fine sediments on the bottoms where they are undesirable. That means what? The bottom of the dam, they are being occupied with the silts. That reduces the carrying capacity of the dam. Now we have to see what was there in the Dam Safety Act 2021. Is it clear to everyone? Please do let me know. Is it clear? बताइए. If any doubt, please do let me know. Okay, chaliye. So now we will see now what is there in the Dam Safety Act 2021. So Dam Safety Act, we will discuss everything related to the dam. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, Guruji. Sorry, मैं market गया था, not an issue. So we are discussing regarding the dam. So what is then the Dam Safety Act? You know, the Dam Safety Act has been enacted because there was a continuous flood in the region of Tamil Nadu and Kerala, because the dams over there were not being properly maintained. Sedimentation were not being removed before the arrival of the monsoon. That's why we are having a Dam Safety Act. Now we will see what is being mentioned in the Dam Safety Act. So you can see that Dam Safety Act 2021 aims at surveillance, inspection, operation and maintenance of all specified dams across the country. So the dam, when you talk about the Dam Safety Act, particularly this is responsible for surveillance, monitoring, condition based monitoring. They have to look the sedimentation level, they have to look the carrying capacity of the dam. And after that they have to take the decision whether the sedimentation have to remove before the arrival of the monsoon of the not. Okay, the act applies to all the specified dam in the country, those dams having a height of above 15 meter and between. So this act is particularly applicable for those dams which height is around 15 meter. So we are talking about the bigger dams. Apart from that, there are certain provisions that are being mentioned in the Dam Safety Act 2021. It constitutes two national bodies. The Dam Safety Act, the provision is being for the constitution of two national bodies: National Committee on Dam Safety. National Committee on Dam Safety. Its functions include evolving policies and recommending regulations regarding dam safety. So National Committee on Dam Safety, these are basically responsible for what? These are basically responsible for issuing recommendations that must be adopted for the proper functioning of the dam. And apart from that, we are having National Dam Safety Authority. National Dam Safety Authority. Okay. So its function includes implementing policies of the National Committee, resolving matters between the state dam safety organization or between state dam safety organization and any dam owner in the state. So when you talk about National Dam Safety Authority, this particular authority is responsible for implementing policies of National Committee. So this particular Dam Safety Authority is responsible. If the policies is being enacted by National Committee on Dam Safety, it will be implemented by what? It will be implemented by National Dam Safety Authority. Okay. And apart from that, if there is any dispute in between a state dam safety organization and any other dam in the country, it will be resolved by National Dam Safety Authority. Obligation of dam owners. Now, what is the obligations of dam owners? As per the Dam Safety Act 2021, all the specified dams are required to be inspected twice a year during the pre-monsoon and post-monsoon period. So it is being directly mentioned that each of the dam that height is around 15 meter above, they should be inspected twice a year. Once inspection should be done prior to monsoon and after inspection should be done post-monsoon. Okay. Dam owners will be responsible for the safe construction, operation and maintenance and supervision of the dam. They must provide a dam safety unit in each dam. Dam safety unit should be installed. When you talk about the dam safety, the unit will inspect the dam before and after the monsoon season, before the arrival and after monsoon, during and after every earthquake, flood, calamity and any signs of distress. So if there is an earthquake, if there is a flood and whatever it is, the dam should be properly inspected. Functions of the dam owners include, what is the function that is being entrusted to the dam owners? Preparing an emergency action plan. Preparing an emergency action plan, it falls under the disaster. It falls under disaster management plan. Disaster management. It falls under disaster management plan. Okay. Preparing an emergency action. Carrying out risk assessment studies. The dam owners are responsible for carrying out the risk assessment. Risk assessment means you have to see the strength of the dam, whether it can sustain the water or not. Preparing a comprehensive dam safety evaluation through a panel of experts. Now, what is the punishment? Anyone obstructing a person in the discharge of his function under the act or refusing to comply with directions may be imprisoned for a year. They will be imprisoned for a year. In case of loss of life, the person may be imprisoned for 2 years. If in case if in case the dams are not being properly maintained, the given things are not being followed, then there is a provision for imprisonment of 1 year, and if there is a loss of life, there is imprisonment for 2 years. Okay. Now issues with the act. What is the issue that is being answered in the Dam Safety Act 2021? Jurisdiction of Parliament to frame a law on the interstate river. Now the biggest concern is that jurisdiction of Parliament to frame a law on the interstate dams. The act applies to all the specified dams in the country. As per the constitution, states can make laws on water, including water storage and water power. Okay. However, the Parliament may regulate and develop interstate river valleys if it deems necessary in public interest. So when you talk about, there is a conflict in what? As per the constitution, a state can make laws on the water, including water storage. States are basically responsible for making the law for water storage and water power. But when you talk about the interstate, it falls under the Parliament. So because of this, there is a conflict between state and Parliament. ठीक है? Existence. So now वे फॉरवर्ड में हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? वे फॉरवर्ड में लिख सकते हैं, first way for existence of accountability and transparency. That means you can see that the National Dam Safety Authority, this particular authority is basically responsible for implementing the recommendations. Apart from that, the dam owners, they are basically responsible for ensuring the safety of the dams. Okay, so when dam owners, they are basically responsible for carrying out the assessment of the dam twice in a year. So the reports should be submitted. The reports should be submitted on the online portal, so that they are accountable and transparency should be maintained. Okay. Apart from that, in the second, we talk about the rule curve. We talk about the rule curve in terms of the operation safety. The rule curve that decides. Rule curve basically is what? Rule curve is your what? Suppose during the time of pre-monsoon. ठीक है ना, lots of sediments are being found in the dam. So now it is the responsibility of the dam owner that they should remove the sedimentation so that they can increase the carrying capacity of the dam. Post monsoon also, if they found that the lots of deposition of sediments, then what they can do? They have to remove those sediments. So ultimately rule curve basically indicates that how maintenance work can be carried out in the dam itself. Okay. Is it okay? Now we have to discuss regarding stable burning. Is it okay? Please do let me know. Is it okay? Mridul? Saurabh Kumar, is it clear? Mridul, Saurabh, is it clear? बताइए. So now we have to discuss tackling stable burning. Stable burning is the biggest issue in the region of Punjab and Haryana, and they are particularly responsible for increasing the pollutant level. Are you getting my point? So when you talk about the stable burning, it is the biggest issue when you talk about in respect of pollution. Basically Haryana and the Punjab region, they are responsible for increasing the pollution by burning the stable. So now the Delhi government, because Delhi is highly impacted due to the pollution in those regions. Now Delhi has taken certain steps so that the stable burning can be avoided. Now what is those steps? You can see that with an aim to cut pollution caused by stable burning in Haryana, Delhi region, a new second generation ethanol plant based on the indigenous technology was recently opened. So it has been seen that a new ethanol plant has been started to stop stable burning. Okay, now when you talk about the second ethanol plant, because in the second generation ethanol reflects that the ethanol can be prepared with the help of stable burning. That means stubble can be used for the production of your stubble can be utilized for the production of ethanol. Okay, so what is this? First, built by the Indian Oil Corporation, the second G ethanol plant is being built by Indian Oil Corporation, located close to the Panipat refinery. It aims to utilize about 2 lakh tons of rice straw. That means we are talking about the stubble, rice stubble. Okay, stubble comes under the second G. Okay, and from this we can prepare the ethanol. So it aims to utilize 2 lakh tons of rice straw crop residue annually to generate around 3 crores liter of ethanol annually. Now what is the benefit? What is the benefit? The benefit is our biofuel plant will be able to get rid of stubble without burning. So the biggest issue towards the stubble is what we have to burn it. Apart from that, they are basically responsible for pollution in the Punjab, Haryana and Delhi region. And the most important we can talk is enhancement of the particulate matter 2.5 and particulate matter 10. Okay. Now, with the help of second generation ethanol plant, we can avoid burning of your stubble, because that stubble can be utilized for the production of ethanol. So it can provide economy towards the farmer itself. Other initiative. Now we have to see what are the other initiative that has been undertaken by the government for the purpose of controlling or for the purpose of curbing your stubble burning. So certain steps, like we can talk about Haryana government, what is it taken? The Haryana has set up 64.3 megawatt biomass power project that consumes 2.37 lakh million tons of paddy straw. So you can see that Haryana government, it has taken an initiative regarding they have set a power plant. The power plant capacity is what? The power plant capacity is almost 65 megawatt, and that power plant, it produces energy with the help of biomass burning. What is the stubble? The stubble is nothing but your biomass. Okay. Apart from that, villages are being categorized into red, yellow and green zone in terms of incidence of crop residue. So red zone means it reflects, when you talk about the red zone is particularly those hot spot area in which there is a maximum cases of stubble burning. Then comes your yellow zone, and green zone is those particular area in which there is no cases of stubble burning. They are high. They are the farmers in the region of your green zones. They are basically aware regarding the second generation ethanol production. They are basically aware regarding the biomass production of energy. So they will divert those stubble towards the production of power. Haryana is providing a subsidy of crop residue management machines. Apart from that, happy seeder machines. Okay, it is when you talk about the happy seeder machine, it is responsible for cutting the rice at the bottom, cutting the rice paddy plant from the bottom itself. So there is no cases of stubble burning. Okay, is it clear? So now we have to discuss the Namaste scheme for the sanitation worker. Is it clear? Please do let me know. Mridul, Saurabh. So we have discussed regarding the stubble burning. Is it clear? So we'll discuss regarding the Namaste scheme. Okay. So, national action for mechanized sanitation ecosystem. You might be knowing that the sanitation workers are there. It is being totally prohibited that they cannot clean the septic tank with the help of hands. So they have to clean the septic tanks with the proper mechanized equipment, and to make the people aware regarding that every sanitation workers there, they have the right to life with dignity. That means Article 21 provides them the right to life with dignity. You cannot ask them to clean your septic tank, to clean your bathroom, to clean your all these things with the help of manual. If you do so, you are means it is punishable in nature. Okay, so but how those things can be cleared? Those things can be cleared with the help of mechanized equipments. So because of this, the government has launched the Namaste scheme. So you can see that Namaste is a central sector scheme for improving the life, for improving the living standards of sanitation worker in urban areas. Namaste is a joint initiative of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. ठीक है? Now we have to discuss what are the objectives that is being mentioned in the Namaste. So we have seen that Article 21, it provides the right to life to the sanitation worker also, but one thing should be ensured that they are having the right to life with proper dignity. So if they are maintaining the dignity, that means they will clean the septic tank with the mechanized machine itself. They can't clean the septic tank with the help of hand, or they cannot clean the septic tank manually. So what is the objective that is being answered in the Namaste scheme? It is being mentioned that objective, it envisages safety and dignity of the sanitation worker in the urban India, creating an enabling ecosystem that recognizes sanitation workers as one of the key contributors in the mainstream of sanitation infrastructure. Okay, creating an enabling ecosystem that recognizes sanitation workers as one of the key contributors in the maintenance of sanitation infrastructure, providing them with sustainable livelihood. So basically, and enhancing their occupational safety through capacity building and improved access to the. So when we talk about the Namaste Scheme objective, particularly they have provided the right to life and dignity to the sanitation workers. The sanitation workers, जो है, you can't ask them to clean the safety tanks manually. Apart from that, while cleaning the safety tank, they have to use the mechanized equipment along with protective gears, protective gears, so that during the time of emergency they can help themselves. Yes, it is a central sector scheme. Apart from that, it also ensures that suppose if certain sanitation workers are there and they do not want to work in that field, so ultimately we have to protect the livelihood. So ultimately the Namaste Scheme, it provides certain form of skilling to the sanitation worker. Now, eligible cities. Which cities are basically responsible for the implementation of your Namaste Scheme? So 500 cities converging into Amrut will be taken up. So 500 cities under Amrut scheme will be taken up. The cities include all cities and towns with a population of over 1 lakh. 1 lakh population should be there, with notified municipalities including cantonment boards, civilian area, all capital cities of state union territories, 10 cities from the hill estates, island and tourist destinations. These are the cities in which Namaste Scheme can be carried out. Now features. What are the features that are being mentioned in the Namaste Scheme? Creating database of safety tank workers. That means it will create a data bank towards how much sanitation workers are there. A database of informal safety tank work. Informal means suppose you are in a village and you want to get your safety tank clear. So definitely there are certain communities that are living outside the boundary of the village, and you consider those castes that they are responsible for cleaning the safety tank. Such type of stereotype thinking cannot be maintained. But this is the actual facility. So those persons who are living at the boundary of the village and they are responsible for cleaning the safety tank, ठीक है ना, those are the informal safety tank workers. So in this we have to maintain the database. Okay, database means मतलब everything will be mentioned regarding the number of sanitation workers who are working in the informal field or informal sanitation worker. It will help in reaching the sanitation worker and their families and provide them necessary support for collectivization, skill building, linkage with social and financial benefits. So through this Namaste Scheme, they will approach the informal as well as the formal sanitation worker, and they will let them know the rights. Apart from that, skill building, apart from that, certain financial benefits. The survey will be conducted by the city Namaste managers, validated by the concerned urban local bodies in digital mode, extending insurance scheme benefits. So all the sanitation worker will be covered under insurance scheme benefits. Now what is there? Sanitation worker and their families will be covered under Okay, is it okay? Chalo. Implementing agencies. To support the implementation of Namaste, following management units will be set up. National Namaste Management Unit, a state Namaste Management Unit, city management. So national jo hai, it lies at the top ladder. They will be responsible for executing the Namaste scheme. What are the benefits that should be percolated to the sanitation workers? The state Namaste Management Scheme, city Namaste Monitoring Unit. Now funding, financial allocation of existing SRMs, SBM, स्वच्छ भारत मिशन डे, नेशनल अर्बन लाइवलीहुड मिशन, ठीक है ना, NSK FDC will be leveraged for special for self-help group formation of core sanitation workers. So now how they will get the finance? Their finance will be allocated by the self-help group that will be particularly formed for the purpose of financing sanitation worker. PPE procurement and distribution. Now PPE is what? PPE means when the sanitation worker will enter into the safety tank, proper oxygen mask will be provided so that in case of devoid of oxygen, they can sustain themselves. Apart from that, proper gear will be provided, proper hand gloves will be provided, ठीक है ना, proper boots will be provided. Okay, this is called PPE, protective equipment. So safety devices and equipment procurement can also be financed by NSK FDC to urban local bodies. Occupational safety training and skilling. So you might be knowing that proper safety training will be provided. Suppose if the oxygen level drops, so what should be done? You have to switch on your oxygen cylinder. So this type of occupational training should be done so that we can save the sanitation workers. Providing urban assurance to sanitation worker interested in availing sanitation related projects. Intervention under Amrut. Okay. So this is what we have discussed, the today's current affair. Do not go anywhere. Again, we are having the session at 8 p.m. We are going to take up the science and tech science. And some of the students they are asking that sir, before starting editorial session, before starting the current affairs session, we have to discuss the most important words, or we have to discuss the vocabulary. See, we are the UPSC aspirants. If you want to get discussed regarding the vocabulary, please do attend the classes live. If you are attending the classes live, whatever the doubt it is there, we are going to address those doubts. If you are having the doubt regarding certain vocabulary, please do ask me. If you are attending the classes live, interaction will be happen, one-to-one correspondence will be there, and all the doubt will get addressed. But suppose if you are watching the lecture, watching the lecture offline mode, and if you are having certain doubts and you are asking me, sir, please do let us know the meaning of vocabulary. How is it feasible? So I want each and every aspirant who are preparing for the UPSC from the English medium, please do attend our session live. So if any doubt will be there, we can address it. Apart from that, from the Monday itself, I'm going to make the current affairs session a bit interactive one. Certain form of word meaning, if you want, I can inculcate it. It depends on you. But UP means you are calling yourself UPSC aspirants, no doubt. If you want certain vocabulary, please do attend my classes in the live, and whatever you are demanding, certain things will be fulfilled. I will try to give I'll try to include certain prelims based question. Apart from that, 1 or 2 mains based question will be there. Okay. So thanks to everyone. Please do attend my session at 8 p.m. Thank you.